Okay, here's the second part's almost down. It's only my second cut where I dropped these branches. I mean, I don't think I've cut it with a chainsaw in 10 years, and this is only this is dangerous here because it's, see the way it split, didn't cut all the way through right. Part of it's the angle, cut a little too high, and I have an 18-volt chainsaw, which they actually recommended stuff like this to be cut with a handsaw, and I can see why. But you could tell I didn't expect to go through at the angle I did and to go as deep, and then the tree did split from the way the other angle was. So it's still under a little bit of pressure and tension. So I didn't expect for it to go at that angle, but apparently I went past the center of gravity on both cuts, and it fell successfully. Didn't break off all the way. Got a little bit of tension. Watching the videos help, but for this size tree and the branches, this is more like cutting branches instead of cutting trees, which is totally different, and it still can be dangerous, you know, on a small scale. But I definitely see why they recommend a handsaw, because it gets better cuts and then does a smoother job. And since we're not actually pruning the tree, we're actually removing it, so it makes a difference too. But I wanted to try the little saw because I actually got to use it for some cutting some 4x4s, so the tree's probably a little bit more hazardous than the 4x4s, but we'll see how it goes. So, all right. Well, sadly, that's the end of this tree, and we're losing a lot of shade with it too. If I could go back, I would have liked not to cut it, but eventually we're putting probably a concrete slab here and like a port room for sure, like a one-season room. So I would have liked to leave it, but the tree's growing at such an angle, it's not even growing straight up. I always thought that was cool, those people have the trees go right through their house, but I don't believe that soft maple is the right tree to do that with. Usually you want to do it with a hardwood tree, and when it's more rounded. Soft maples only last like 20 years on the average, from what I understand. So, and this tree's already several years old. So, all right, well, that's the update.